Hello, everybody, and welcome to Full Send. This is, I believe, going to be episode 7, and today we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff. MSFL came to a close, Season 5, that is. We got the schedule for Season 6. Season 5 awards happened. MSFC is on the horizon. RML Season 3 is getting ready to go. We got a lot to talk about. But first, we're going to kick it off with Season 5, Event 12, Big Tower. Going into it, I believe it was down to 3 teams in championship contention. Pantheon, who were far and away the favorites at that point. Let me check. Yep, they were 13 points in the lead with 146 overall. My team, Buccaneer Bounty, was in second with 133, and Team Fire was back there in third with 129. All three of us were technically in title contention, though for me to have a shot, Pantheon would have had to not advance out of round 1, and for Team Fire to have a shot, I believe Pantheon would have needed to score like less than 3 points, less than 4 points. So that would be, the Pantheon would have to place bottom 4 for Fire to even have a chance. But didn't end up happening. Wild of the Pantheon actually got the bronze in this event, so yep. Pantheon are your champions once again. That is Orsa's 3rd MSFL season title. On top of that, he's also won MSFC once, so yeah. One of the best managers ever, just really good, and it's really, really annoying, but you know what, we roll with it. Mad respect there for being that good at what he does. Jinx for Buccaneer Bounty, that was my team, ended up in 5th. Had the underdog line been higher, they might have been able to get a win, compete for a gold at least, but didn't end up happening. Still, though, 5th is not bad at all. And then Team Fire's Marble Ivy placed 11th. So that wasn't great for them. Other notable things, Axel wins the event, and that definitely put them in the most valuable marble conversation. Jasper got the silver, that put them up there too. And Verdant of Night Raid got 4th. So that was another marble. Verdant was pretty much universally considered to be an MVM candidate going into the season. They didn't even make it on the ballot at the end of the season. We'll get into that in a second. But yeah, Verdant was very, very good. This was one of the events they were predicted to do very well in, and they did. 4th place is nothing to be ashamed of. Let me see. Anything else fun happen? I don't think so. Not really. Everything else was boring and depressing. So we're going to jump quite a ways after that to, we're just going to go directly to the Marble Awards. Because that is very, very interesting. That was very fun. The Marble Awards are basically managers, and in this case, they had the athletes, in theory, vote on a couple of things themselves. About, like, most valuable marble, rookie of the season, that sort of thing. Started off with a ton of, like, remembering great moments from the season. It was kind of hype. That went on for a while, but we're going to skip past that at the moment. There's some great things. I encourage you to find the link to the Discord server. I believe there's one in a comment of my last episode of Full Send, and go check these out if you want to, because they're very, very fun. Then, first thing where it was actually the marbles themselves getting awards was Marble of the Season for each team. Black Rose, one for Buccaneer Bounty. Urchin, one for the Camel Hiders. Urchin was a rookie, that was good for them. Icarus, or Icarus, however you say it. There's like 9 different ways. One for the Cherry Bullets. Jasper, one for the Icy Ounce. Jasper was fantastic. King got it for the Iron Brotherhood. Axel for Klaus. Defiant for the Moon Melodies. Zaro for Motown. Madness. Verdant for the Night Raid. Icon for the Pantheon. Eris for the Shadow Hunters. Gaia for Starry Sky. Ursa for Team Fire, another rookie there, first overall pick. Anchor for the Thanatons. Savvy for the Twilight Terrors. And Tyrus for the Western Warriors. Congrats to all of them for proving that they were worthy of the roles that they were given in their team, taking advantage of the opportunities that came to them. Coach of the Season was next, and I actually ended up winning that one. Last season, my team was, I believe, the 6th worst of all time, and this season it was the 5th best. Someone made a spreadsheet compiling that, in theory. So that was interesting. I was able to turn that around, and yeah, I guess enough people were like, oh, he did a good job. We're going to give him this. I'm like, thanks a lot, guys. That's awesome. And then honorable mentions were Fire Marble. Also took a pretty bad team last season, turned it into a pretty good one. And then Orsa, obviously Orsa doing Orsa things, and actually Coco of the Camel Hatters. Coco didn't improve a ton position wise this season, but definitely a better team, less RNG involved there. Rookie of the season was the next one. Honorable mentions were Urchin, just talked about with Camel Hiders. They were a rookie, I believe, picked 7th overall. She did really, really well overall. And then Asai, or Akai, I believe it's Asai, was a member of Team Fire. They ended up doing quite well in the events they competed in. They were an 84 overall underdog, so that has negative connotations with marbles actually being good, but they did pretty well. So congrats to them. And then the nominees officially to win were Loki, Tyrus, and Ursa. And Loki got 3rd place, 2nd overall pick. Nicely done. Ursa ended up getting the win, and that meant Tyrus came 2nd here for Rookie of the Season voting. So yeah, that happened, I guess. Bounce back marble of the season. This is a new one. It was in theory voted on by the athletes. I think Haddis in reality just decided it himself by whoever did stuff good. I don't know. And the winner was Black Rose of Buccaneer Bounty. Last season, in season 4, they did not do well at all. Kind of just horrendous in general. But this season, they ended up actually being a most valuable marble candidate. So, yeah, very well deserved award there, Bounce Back Marble. Hopefully, they'll continue to do well in the future for them. And then the last award was Most Valuable Marvel, obviously. Honorable mentions were Verdant of the Night Raid and Jasper of the Icy Hots. And then Chipper, I guess, too. They only competed in 3 events. And they actually played it for 2 different teams, 2 of those events. Let me think. It was a gold in hurdles for Buccaneer Bounty and a gold in relay for Buccaneer Bounty. And then I traded them right before the deadline to the Camel Hatters. And they got, I believe it was a bronze in tri-event trials as well. So that was really good for them. Now, the nominees for Most Valuable Marble: Axel of Klaus, Black Rose of Buccaneer Bounty, Icon of the Pantheon, and Zaro of Motown Madness. It was very, very, I think, close overall for how that went in general. Yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. I think it was a close vote, at least for the most part. All of these marbles definitely have a case to be made for them winning. But in 4th place came Icon. And Orsa actually had lots of hopes that Icon would maybe win it this year. Nope, not quite. Sorry, dude. And then Zaro came in 3rd. And the most valuable marble ended up being Axel of Klaus, the host team. Very well deserved there with Black Rose getting 2nd. So that was interesting, to be sure. Even though Black Rose was my marble, I didn't really expect them to win MVM simply because they didn't compete in they only competed in 1 individual event, and that one wasn't super great for them. But I guess people were like, oh yeah, 80 points in 5, was it? It might have been 6 events total. 80 points in 6 events is enough to be like, oh yeah, this marble's good enough to at least have a shot at MVM. So that was cool. So those were the awards, and then rookie draft order we have out. It is released, and Starry Sky is scary. They have 3 picks in the first round, 2 of those being in the first 3. My picks aren't great. I have pick 11 and pick 15. Hopefully I'll be able to get some good marbles with that, though. And yeah, the last round is kind of funny because I have way too many picks, but let me think. I have pick 42, pick 44, pick 47 in round number 3. And I think I also have 2 in round number 2. Yep, I have pick 32, pick 27, and actually pick 19 too, so 3 in round 2 there. I got a lot of picks, but not all of them are towards the top, so I don't know how much value I'm going to be able to get out of those picks. But hopefully it'll be alright. We also have the league schedule has been released, so that'll be fun. Event 1, rafting. Event 2, Ring of Fire, which is a little sketchy. It's basically short track from the Marble Eater or whatever. Halfpipe, pentathlon, block pushing, flaming maze. It's like a maze, but it's on fire, I think. I don't know. That's just my guess. Team Aquathlon, Funnels, Endurance, Balancing, Long Jump, which we haven't ever seen before, kind of surprisingly. Football, which is Hype, and then Elimination Race to end it off. So that's going to be very interesting. Season 6. I know people are already looking forward to that, trying to gather marbles, figure out what their strategy is going to be. Me included in that. I am really hoping to stay at least a top-ish, continue to do well in Season 6 after my Season 5 success. But we will see. We will see. Starry Sky is definitely going to be hard to beat with all of their picks and solid marbles. And then we're actually going to leave the MSFC stuff for another episode. Hopefully I can get Fire to come on again. We can discuss all of that. But we're going to jump straight to RML Season 3 because we got some stuff going on over there. In re-signing, there was a couple of notable re-signings. Nothing too crazy. I don't think a couple that were a little unexpected. But let me see here. Prevail remains on the Ace of Spades. Their contract was long enough for that, but still a little bit interesting. The biggest surprise was that Thistle, the defending rookie of the season, was not re-signed by the Treeksters. They ended up getting signed in free agency. We'll get to that in a second. That was kind of crazy. The Lemonades kept all was it all of their marbles? It was close. They might have dropped. Yeah, they dropped Volt actually, but they kept 6 of their marbles, so they're only going to be able to get 1 outside of that. Then Rowan, Kodiak, and Whiskey for Team Fire. 3 very solid marbles. I believe it was Ozark and Encode that got dropped for them. Saguaro Squad kept all of their marbles. Icy Hots only kept 2 of the 5. Hyperline actually made their first trade. Hyperline is one of the new teams. The Vampires over here signed Maverick, re-signed Maverick, and then they traded them to Hyperline for more draft slots. So that's fun. And then that was re-signing. Not a ton happened in re-signing. But now the landscape looks a bit different after free agency and with the auction starting. Let's go over to rosters and the staff sheet. Free agency saw quite a few marbles get drafted. Quite a few. Oh, sorry, I guess not drafted. Signed is the better word here. It was very, very interesting which marbles got signed right off the bat. Because I believe the first signing was Bangle, actually. Also signed by Hyperline, too. Former Vampires marbles go to Hyperline. And then Parachute got signed by the Saguaro Squad. Parachute is not good at all. So why that happened, I do not know. But okay. Thistle got signed by the Vampires. That makes the Vampires a very, very, very scary team. Let me check. They have Diesel, Thistle, Infernal, and Scorpion in the blocks currently. And I believe they have like another 20-something K in budget outside of that. So they're going to be good. They're going to be really, really good. Really, really dangerous for the future. Lyric and Jade both got signed by Club Icarus. Club Icarus is Julie, if you're wondering. Sigil and Dandelion got signed by Dreamscape Devils. Summit was signed by Team Fire. There was a trade made. The Treeksters got Current from the Dreamscape Devils in return for an auction slot. And the auction is currently going on. Let me check to see how that's been going. Current highest bid is 14K on Iris by Hyperline. Behind that is 10K on Willow, also by Hyperline. Then you got 8K on Midgel by the Lemonades. 5K on Skyla, or Scylla, however you say that, by Club Icarus. 3K on Spork by Hyperline, and 2K on Ostrich by the Lemonades. Holly, Micah, Deuce, and Enchant all have no bids so far. Kind of surprising that we have that many marbles with no bids in week 1, but it happens, I guess. It happens. Yeah, we kind of just blitzed through all of that, actually. I don't know if there's a ton else to talk about, which is kind of crazy. Oh, we still don't really know what's going to happen with coaches, so that's a thing. There's a potential for coaches and assistant coaches to be added. You can give them different traits, and then that affects how you perform in events, your marbles or whatever. There's one that's like all marbles have +1 aquatics in all events, and then +1 accuracy, +1 teamwork, and then you have some that are like a boost to all training, or um, significant teamwork boost in a team events to marbles with an team stat under 85. So that's really specific, but persuasive. You can sign marbles and whatever. Mentor is grants the ability to train a single marble in 2 stats at the same time with 2 different trainers, which is kind of crazy. Diamond Trainer doesn't work with that. If it did, that would be kind of overpowered. You get the same marble training on Diamond and on Gold Trainer. That would be crazy. But yeah, that's what we're looking at the moment. Don't know if those are actually going to be added. That's still kind of up in the air, in debate. I kind of want them to be added simply because I made lots of my strategy around that at least some of them would be added. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. I guess stay tuned for updates on that in the coming weeks. That'll be interesting. I don't really know what the plan is with those though, so might be a while before we figure it out. It'll be before season 6 for sure though. So actually, do we have an off-season schedule? We might. Off-season schedule. Okay. Scouting opens, re-sign period opens Saturday, May 16th. This coming Saturday, season 6 draft releases. And coaches in theory. So that's a thing. Subject to change. Now, it'll be interesting to be sure. I really, really, really hope coaches get added so I can re-sign Kazuki and train them like nobody's business. But I think that's about it. Thanks for watching Full Send episode 7. I think I could be very, very wrong on that, but we'll see. Yeah. Have a nice life. I believe at some point soon we're going to have an MSFC episode talking about probably the first couple of races. So see you then.